just gone and I've made up some posters to go into our vet centre, and I'm just going to now laminate them, but instead of using my laminating machine, I'm just going to show you how I used to do it. So I've got my iron and I've got it on number 3, okay, and then I've got a plain piece of just cotton fabric. I don't want anything with any bumps or lumps in it. I'm going to put that on top, and all I'm going to do is very carefully go over the top of the sheet. This is just one of the sheets I got from Poundland. Okay. There you go. So look at that. There you go. So it is laminated, but it is a bit more bumpy than it is with the machine, but it has laminated quite nicely. Just going to do that very bottom. It hasn't laminated down there. You don't need to hold it on. You only need to hold it on for a few seconds. Okay, and as you can see, it's a little bit bumpy, but I'm quite happy with that. There's a bit there which hasn't been laminated. Just quickly go on and just touch it with the tip of my iron. There we go. That should do it. That's it. There you go. So there you go. So that's how I laminate without a laminating machine. It is easier with the machine because you have to be really quick doing it with the iron so that you don't bumple it up. But there is that one. Now this one is going to be a free printable, so you'll be able to go on and print that out. So I've got all my pieces ready to come out. What I'm going to do is, you can cut right up to the very edge, but I'm going to just leave just about 1/8 of an inch all the way around, because if you do that, you'll find that if it does get wet at any point, the water won't be able to get into the actual pieces. So I'm just going to go around and, just as I say, leave 1/8 of an inch, just the most tiniest little bit, just to make sure that it stays dry. But at the top I'm going to leave a bigger piece. All right, so I should do that on all of them. So I've gone round on all of them, and what I did think you could do, if you didn't want to have the whole of that piece there, you could come along like that and cut yourself a piece which went up like that in the center, bring it down, and then just cut it along to the edge like that if you just wanted a piece, if you didn't want such a big piece at the top. And what I like to do with mine is just give it a tiny snip on each of the corners, because those corners, especially if you're working with children, can be a little bit sharp. So you can just trim them off just to make sure that you don't have a little bit of a poke in the eye or something like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to take it over to my hole punch, pop it under, work out roughly where my hole is, and get that in the center there. There we go. Okay, that's roughly in the center. I'll just neaten that up there so it hangs nicely. And I bought some hooks, which I'm going to try and find in a second to show you, which instead of putting pins onto my board for the vet's poster board, I actually bought some little hooks which I will show you. So these are the hooks I bought, and they're quite nice, and they came from Poundland. These came from Biology, but you can actually get them. They sell the same ones in Poundland, and they sell the ones which are from Command hooks in there, but those are just that they're really strong, so they've stayed on there really well on the board. You see it, it's just hanging. What I think I'll do is, when I make the one for you so that you can print it off, I'll make all the posters half the size of this, because as you can see, it's just slightly too big. So your printables will be half the size of mine, okay? So there you go.